Hello and welcome to the Upside Down Shack. Now, a few weeks ago, I made a video covering and showcasing the first set photos and videos from Stranger Things Season 5. These included Dustin at Eddie's grave, Mike sitting contemplating in his room, and the one that seemed to draw in the most people was Mike and Eleven sitting atop a rooftop of sorts, having a really long and somewhat intense emotional discussion. That is the thumbnail of the video if you want to go check it out on the channel if you haven't seen it already. The video was very well received, lots of views, lots of positive comments. I want to thank you guys for that support if you did watch it. But if you haven't, I highly suggest you go check out the picture at least on the thumbnail, which has Eleven and Mike sitting atop this rooftop. Now, what I want to dive into today is my theory and speculation for a time jump somewhere in Season 5 of Stranger Things. Now, a time jump has been speculated for quite some time just due to the actors aging and the big gap in between Seasons 4 and 5. You know, these actors don't look like the kids that they once played. We are still supposed to believe that they are in the latter years of their high school, which I still think is believable, but at the rate these kids are aging, a lot of people have their doubts that it will be believable that these kids are in high school. I personally do not have an issue with it, as if you look back in the 80s, high school kids looked like full-grown adults. They looked like 30-year-olds nowadays. I'm not sure what has changed in the past few decades, but the Duffer Brothers have actually commented on this themselves. They posted a picture of high school back in the 80s, and these high school kids, like I said, looked like they were middle-aged. So again, it's really not a problem for me, but a lot of people do have concerns about the actor's age, and they are requesting a time jump take place in Season 5, which it looks like we're going to get after all. And the reason I say this is because of the set photo and video we received of Mike and Eleven having this conversation on the rooftop. If you look at Eleven, it is really easy to see that Millie Bobby Brown has long hair. Now, of course, the last time we saw Eleven was at the end of Season 4, where she still had her shaved head after going to Papa again, being experimented on, and regaining her powers. And a lot of people are questioning this because the way Season 4 ended makes us believe that we are going to shift directly into a follow-up at the beginning of Season 5. And this is what I thought as well. When we see our characters on that hillside with the flowers looking over a destroyed Hawkins, the way I took that at least was that we were going to get a direct follow-up to that conflict, almost like an Infinity War / Endgame scenario. But from all the photos we've seen, it looks like there has been a significant of time passed in between Seasons 4 and Season 5. And I think what we all thought is wrong. Season 5 is not going to be a direct follow-up. And if it is, it will only be for a partial episode or one episode at the minimum. I say this because the beginning of Season 5 should kind of show the aftermath of Vecna's attack and how people are dealing with it. At the end of Season 4, we did get a big chunk of episode kind of showing people grieving, trying to regather themselves, getting food and shelter. And I think in Season 5, we can kind of see what happens after that. Are people able to move back into their homes? Is Hawkins being reconstructed? You know, some of the larger aspects of an attack like that. And then, about halfway through the episode, or even at the end of the first episode, we see the X amount of time jump. And that is where our characters look a little more grown up. Eleven has her hair back. This could be up to 2 years of a time jump, which I think would perfectly put our characters at their senior year of high school. And, you know, if they want to end Season 5 all happy, it can show them graduate and move on with their lives. Now, what we have to remember, and what I failed to remember myself before coming up with this theory, is that Vecna's return is not imminent. And I think myself and a lot of us were led to believe that Vecna is going to return sooner rather than later, just from how Will talked about him, how he said he still feels him, and how Vecna's body immediately disappeared after being defeated. But something I didn't think about until now is that Vecna can take all the time he wants. He can let Hawkins repair itself. He can have the kids let their guard down. The ball is in his court to return. And something else, again, that I did not think of, which prompted me to believe Vecna was going to return very early, is that the city is in shambles. There are cracks in the city leading to the Upside Down. But what do the citizens of Hawkins believe this is? a earthquake. Yes, that is right. It is very briefly touched on, but the people of Hawkins believe this is just a natural disaster. At the most, they believe Eddie had something to do with it and that it is a satanic event happening. But again, the people of Hawkins, outside of the kids who know what actually happened and can't share with people, a perfect example of this is Dustin telling Eddie's family that he died saving so many people in the natural disaster, actually means he saved so many people by fighting in the Upside Down. And the people of Hawkins have no clue how he actually went out and what actually went down, causing this rift in their town. Which again is why Vecna's return is not imminent and why there will be a time jump. Vecna has time to collect himself, the kids have time to prepare, Hawkins can rebuild itself, and boom, Vecna finally gains enough power throughout the course of Season 5 to come back to Hawkins and the normal world to unleash his power and engage in one last battle with 11. And I think this time jump is a great idea. I really like this theory that we're going to see the aftermath, then a time jump, and then we start to get traces of Vecna regaining his power from the Upside Down and eventually finding his way into our world and tearing it apart. I think this time jump, again, will be around a year to 2 years, just based off of, 11's hair and some context clues we get, how much the characters have aged, and where it would put them in their academic journey and their different walks of life. But yeah, that is how these set photos and 11's hair signify a time jump in Stranger Things Season 5. Tell me what you guys think of this theory and speculation down in the comments below. I want to know if I'm onto something or if I'm just being a crazy fan who has bad ideas. This is my first shot at a theory and a big speculation video, so I want to know how I did. Leave some criticism in the comments as well. I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say, and I'm very excited to get more news on Stranger Things Season 5. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like on the way out and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.